I got to ask you about something before I forget. I think I saw on Instagram you talked about a three-legged cat. Is that a real thing? What's the story behind the three-legged cat? And the reason I want to ask you that, first of all, I want to hear this story. And second of all, I want to read to you one of my favorite Bukowski poems afterwards.
Nice.
About another cat. All right, what's the story?
I had this cat lady neighbor who's a real sweet lady, but older lady, lives in a single wide trailer, has probably got, I don't know, 30 or 40 cats that she feeds at her house.
Nice.
It was a rainy Saturday morning. It was pouring down rain. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. It was going to be a great day. And then I hear this lady yelling, "There's this cat stuck in my car." And she's all freaking out and don't know what to do. And like I said, my wife's a veterinary technician or whatever, so she's got a little bit more sense about animals than any of us. But we go over there, and the lady's tried to start her car, and there's this kitten that was up under the hood, and she started the car, and the cat basically it basically almost ripped its whole front leg off already. There was just a little bit still attached, like some tendon or whatever, but the leg was like wrapped up under the water pump, like the pulley of the water pump.
Yeah,
knocked the belt off. There was no way to save this leg on this cat. It was like, but the cat was like pinned upside down, and so we ended up grabbing we asked the lady if she had like a knife in the house. So she gave us this like terrible looking knife, but it's all that we had. I was like, we were trying to get this done. So yeah, my wife was the one that did it, but we like got the rest of the stuff cut and got the cat out. And I don't know, I just like to spend like, I was like over $1,000 we spent getting this cat's, like getting it properly sutured or whatever to where the cat could have a healthy recovery and all. But I'm one of those type of people, like I couldn't just let this I'm not going to go, they were going to just go put the cat down or whatever. Yeah. The lady, So yeah, I named her Hop. So that's my little cat, and it hops around. But it was one of those things where, yeah, I don't know. Great example with animals. I guess it's the same way with people. I just always see the best, and I just couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the most amazing things about humans. It's irrational to spend that much money on this cat, right? Because there's so many other cats that are suffering and dying and so on. But that's what makes humans really special. We see that the person or the creature suffering in front of us, and we're willing to move mountains to save that person. Like, It's irrational. Maybe it doesn't make sense because the allocation of money and effort might not be correct, whatever. We just don't give a shit.
The reason that we're willing to do it for a cat, like I said, it's just like the thing with the dogs about giving the dogs your medication, but not yourself. So we see all the flaws and all the problems and all the disagreements and all the anger we have with each other, just like you said, your friends on the right and the left and stuff. And like, we could show that kind of compassion, and we do. I mean, humanity does from time to time show that kind of compassion, but we could show that kind of like just undeserved, just love, to each other too. Like, and love is like, it's funny, you talked about how both of those presidents, you could say they at least love their family, but love is like, I think everyone's capable of love. It's probably the most powerful thing there is, even beyond hate, I think, is love, but it is crazy with animals. It's it comes out of us so easily with animals because to us, they're just these innocent little lives. We don't have anything against them,
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't talk. They don't have political views. They're just little creatures. But the reality is we're all just creatures like that,
We do that with human children.
Yeah.
But we don't do it enough with adults who are also kinds of children. We're still fucking lost in this world. So I gotta read you this.
Nice.
It's gotta be one of my favorite poems. It's called "The History of One Tough Motherfucker" by Charles Bukowski. And people should go look at videos. Well, there's videos of Bukowski doing interviews with a cat by his side, and that's the cat he's talking about. All right, it goes like this. He came to the door one night, wet, thin, beaten, and terrorized. A white, cross-eyed, tailless cat. I took him in and fed him, and he stayed. Grew to trust me, until a friend drove up the driveway and ran him over. I took what was left to a vet who said, "Not much chance. Give him these pills, his backbone is crushed, but it was crushed before and somehow mended. If he lives, he'll never walk. Look at these x-rays. He's been shot. Look here, the pellets are still there. Also, he once had a tail. Somebody cut it off. I took the cat back. It was a hot summer, one of the hottest in decades. I put him on the bathroom floor, gave him water and pills. He wouldn't eat. He wouldn't touch the water. I dipped my finger into it and wet his mouth, and I talked to him. I didn't go anywhere. I put in a lot of bathroom time and talked to him, and gently touched him, and he looked back at me with those pale blue crossed eyes. And as the days went by, he made his first move, dragging himself forward by his front legs. The rear ones wouldn't work. He made it to the litter box, crawled over and in. It was like the trumpet of possible victory blowing in that bathroom and into the city. I related to that cat. I had it bad. Not that bad, but bad enough. One morning he got up, stood up, fell back down, and just looked at me. You can make it, I said to him. He kept trying, getting up, falling down. Finally, he walked a few steps. He was like a drunk. The rear legs just didn't want to do it, and he fell again, rested, then got up. You know the rest. Now he's better than ever. Cross-eyed, almost toothless, but the grace is back. And that look in his eyes never left. And now sometimes I'm interviewed. They want to hear about life and literature, and I get drunk and hold up my cross-eyed shot, run over a detailed cat. And I say, look at this. But they don't understand. They say something like, you say you've been influenced by Celine. No. I hold the cat up, influenced by what happens, by things like this, by this, by this. I shake the cat, hold him up in the smoky and drunken light. He's relaxed. He knows. It's then that the interviews end. Although I am proud sometimes when I see the pictures later, and there I am, and there's the cat, and we are photographed together. He too knows it's bullshit, but that somehow it all helps. So, when you posted about
I love that.
the three-legged cat, there you go. And I think of your music and your life story in the same way. It's just been through some shit, just like Bukowski. Neither of you two have been through what that cat's been through. But, you know, that's kind of life. That's what it's all about.